Welcome to the podcast Rise and Play. I am Sophie Vaux, your podcast host. I bring together leaders, entrepreneurs, fund makers, investors, and educators who are here to make a change in the industry for a brighter and healthier future of the games we will make and how we will make them. We're here to start a conversation because listening and asking the hard questions is sometimes enough to inspire change in us, to take the leap too. Let's begin. Module 1.3. Define your studio mission and vision. So now that we touched the thinking around the why and identifying your personal values, the next step, even before starting to hire, is to define the studio mission and vision. And where to start. So let's do a little exercise here. What is a vision? Are you clear about what is a vision? I share with you here some examples from the gaming industry of what I found actually relatable for me. So for example, you see here the vision of Supercell or King or Zynga. And maybe a way to think about the vision is about the dream and the future you want to build. It's a bit thinking of, the stars in the skies that you want to reach, that you know that you may never be able to reach because it's so wide. But it's the thing you will try to do every day of your life because you care about it and you dream about this future. So maybe a way to think about the vision, and I'm not talking here about the vision of your company. I'm talking about your personal vision. What is the dream and the future you want to build with the studio you're building, the team you're building, and the games you will be making? And when we think about the vision, there is another component, that is the mission. And I have heard often in my career people asking me what's the difference, because it's not always clear indeed what is the difference between the mission and the vision. So I give here an example from King that actually I would say describe pretty well the mission. Maybe in a way the mission, if you want to think about it in terms of mental model, is more the how will you execute the vision? So your dream of the future, what are the steps, what are the things you will do and you execute to get as close as possible to this dream? So to make it more concrete here, let me share with you my vision, and I hope it will inspire you as well to take the time and the exercise to build your own. It is a process of iteration. I can say that my vision has changed and been iterated over years. It's been always the same direction, but maybe the framing and the wording has been slightly different. Nevertheless, let me share it with you. My dream is to create valuable and unique game experiences for a broad audience who don't consider themselves as traditional gamers. To leverage games as a powerful interactive medium to convey meaningful stories, values, and emotions as developers to our players. That is my vision. And it was my vision 5 years ago, although I couldn't execute so much on this vision when I was working in different places, but that has always been my driver in being in games. Why I was so passionate about the field, why I wake up every morning. What is your motivation to wake up every morning and work on games? Write it down. And then as a contrast, mission. My mission is how I will execute my dream, my vision. And here I wanted to share it with you in terms of list, because you don't have to worry so much about writing it formally and on a wall where it looks nice. The most important is that you can identify it, clarify it, and communicate it with the people who work with you, your team, and your stakeholders. But for me, I believe we will succeed in creating meaningful value for players by, first of all, understanding deeply our audience and caring for them. I believe that as developers, if we want to create the best experiences out there, we have to care and truly care. I believe as well, by decentralizing creativity and decision-making to the team, to the people inside the craft, in the team, there will be much better decisions made, more innovations made, more unique as well results, because the power and the decision making is not only at the top with a limited view. I believe as well that by being a diverse team with different thinkers, different talents, different backgrounds, this is where you create something exceptional with a mix of all this thinking and passions all together. And at last, building on top of our strengths is one of my pillars to execute my vision. It's a very competitive market, and not everyone will make it, as we know. However, I believe a way to stay in the industry and maybe to survive is as a team to understand our strength, where we are the best at, and to double down on these strengths and find our own segment where we will create the unique thing that only us as a team with this mix of unique talents, we're the only one capable of making this experience. And I hope you will find yourself too, your North Star, and the direction where you will be the best at with your team. So take the time to define your mission and your vision, because this is what you will communicate strongly when you hire, and also make a difference for people who know that they absolutely want to join you, or the ones also who know that maybe the journey you're in is not for them. Thanks for listening to this new episode of Rise and Play podcast. If you enjoyed the content and want to support what we're doing, rate and review the podcast, spread the word about it. If you'd like to contribute to the change too, reach out to me on LinkedIn for a collaboration. You'll find all the rest of the content on riseandplay.io, including my free masterclass on conscious leadership. Until the next time.